Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be looking at 3 separate decks that you can utilize for the upcoming free-to-play or like common charity event in Master Duel. So, the 3 decks that we are going to be looking at are Gokis, this one. We're going to be looking at Gadgets, which is the second one. And then we are going to be looking at Dinomist. And I'll show you some quick gameplay in solo mode for some of these decks and just kind of give you a rundown of how they work. So, Gokis first and foremost. Gokis are really cool when they are when they are sent to the graveyard from the field. They search out a Goki card, allowing you to generate a lot of advantage by going into Link monsters. 99% of the time, it's just better to go into a Link monster, and in most of the decks that actually utilize Gokis, they utilize this card, Goki Rematch, to special summon back 2 of them in order to Link climb into really powerful cards like a Power Load Ogre. However, notably, we don't have access to those cards in Master Duel, even though Power Load Ogre is a common in regular TCG duels, but it's fine. So, how are we playing this deck instead? What I've come up with is basically very similar to how it is played in Duel Links, where we focus on SnowiKs, Twist Cobra, and a couple of the other cards, as well as a lot of traps, in order to give us the most advantage off of the continuous advantage engine that is Goki, right? Controlling the duel with things like Torrential Tribute, Lost Wind, or Floodgate Trap Hole is very nice, especially when you have incredible cards like SnowiKs. If you don't know what all of the Gokis do, real quick, this one has battle and effect damage from the hand. This one cannot be destroyed in defense position. Cannot be destroyed by battle in defense position. This one can special summon itself by discarding another Goki monster. This one is a hand trap that increases your Goki's attack by 500 and makes it unaffected when it attacks or is attacked. Twist Cobra can tribute another Goki to boost up a Goki. It can even tribute itself to boost up another Goki. SnowiKs, when it is normaled, allows you to special summon a Goki from the hand. Rescorpio is big and can normal summon himself as long as you control another Goki, or if you have no monsters. And then Parallel Exceed is just Parallel Exceed. So, yeah. That's all of the main deck monsters. All of them have the effect where if they are sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Goki card from your deck to your hand. Now, with that being said, we are also playing Goki Finishing Move. Just one. It's easily searchable off of literally every one of the Goki effects when they are sent from the field to the grave. And what it does is you target a Goki Link monster you control. It gains attack equal to its Link rating times 1,000 until the end of this turn. And also, it inflicts piercing battle damage. Pretty simple. Now, with that being said, we are playing a lot of Goki links, but we are also playing a lot of non-Goki links. So, let's do the quick card by card in the extra deck. We're playing 1 Diamond Crab King. It's just like the best rank 4 that we can go into off of Parallel Exceed, but in all honesty, there isn't a whole lot that we want to go into off of the Parallel Exceed. Moving on, we have Code Talker. It's okay. We have Double Bite Dragon. This card can get really big because we do end up summoning some rather large Link monsters, or high in Link value monsters. We're playing 2 Goki Heal Ogre. This is basically just a Link 2 Goki name. That's mostly what it's used for. It can potentially negate like a monster effect if it is pointing to that monster. So it's okay. It's not great. Codebreaker Virus Swordsman is just if it's destroyed by an opponent's card, it special summons itself back from the grave. Very nice. We have 1 Geonator Transverser, 1 Triple Burst Dragon. This also inflicts piercing. Very nice. We have a Power Code Talker. This one can also get pretty big as a rank 3 without needing you to have other Link monsters. So that's kind of what it is. It can also negate a face-up monster on the field. We are playing 2 Goki the Solid Ogre. This guy is just not destroyed by battle or card effect if it points to a Goki monster, which is very nice. We also have Berserker of the Tenyi and a Goki Destroy, and 2 Goki Destroy Ogre. This card is better if you're able to make it first, going first, and the reason for that is because it special summons back 2 Goki monsters from your grave. But your opponent also special summons 2 monsters from the grave. So if you end up going first and you're able to make this, or if your opponent doesn't have anything in the grave and you're able to make this, it's pretty nice. However, it is a Link 4, so it's pretty difficult. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's move on to the next deck. Alright, and here we are with Gadgets. Everyone knows what Gadgets do. Green grabs red, red grabs yellow, yellow grabs green. Pretty self-explanatory. We're also playing Silver Gadget and Gold Gadget, which, when they are normaled, can special summon one of the other gadgets from the hand, as well as any other Earth Machine monster. We are also playing a few interesting level 4s. We are playing Menko, which is basically just a hand trap. You activate it when your opponent declares an attack, and then you switch all of your opponent's face-up monsters to defense position. Just a really solid card. It does special summon itself in attack position, so specifically against something like Super Heavy Samurai, it's not going to be very good. However, with that in mind, you can still just special summon it as basically a free battle fader, except almost better. Almost, not quite. It doesn't end the battle phase, but it's very nice. We're also playing Infinitrack Anchor Drill as well as Heavy Forward to search it out. This card, when it's normal, you can special summon an Earth Machine monster from your hand, which all of these gadgets are. Also, it allows us to copy the level, or sorry, not copy, but double the level of this card as well as one of our level 4 gadgets or just machine monsters in order to go into our rank 8s. Very, very nice. We're also playing Loyal Guan Yu. This card's okay. Basically, it's just a bigger Cyber Dragon. That's it. So yeah, it's just a big Cyber Dragon. We are also playing Mystical Space Typhoon, Forbidden Chalice, Torrential Tribute, Compulse, Olenoides, Dinomist, and Lost Wind. The reason that we're playing so many cards is because oftentimes, if we see like one of our gadgets, like a red, a green, or a yellow, we're able to see the rest of them. We have a lot of ways of searching cards, which is kind of uncommon in a lot of the common charity type decks. So that's why we're playing more cards, and just allowing us to put in more traps is very nice. I would probably say you don't need Olenoides. It kind of depends on what you're seeing in the event or in common charity. If you want to include this, I think that there are a lot of field spells that are low rarity, as well as pendulums are incredibly common, so playing more back row removal is very nice. And since we don't have things like Harpy's Feather Duster or Lightning Storm or Twin Twist or anything like that, playing Olenoides is a great option. You can also play Dust Tornado if you wanted to as well, because when it's destroyed, you can set one of your cards from the hand. I don't think that that's very common or going to even be worthwhile, but Olenoides is a Paleozoic as well, so it's very nice. As for all of the extra deck monsters, we'll talk about the Link monsters real quick. We're playing Double Bite Dragon again, 2 Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. These are just really solid in a low power format. Having a 2300 body that special summons itself again is very nice. And then obviously Geonator Transverser. As for the XZ monsters, we're playing Evil Swarm Nightmare. All of the rank 4s are Evil Swarm Nightmare, Crazy Box, Diamond Crab King. For some reason my voice just stopped there. Gagaga Samurai. This one is great for OTKing your opponent. Like if they have an open board and you're able to special summon out multiple monsters, you could potentially go for game with Gagaga Cowboy. It's not like the most important, but you know, it might come up. We have Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf and Malevolent Sin. So all pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, the biggest one is Crazy Box. It's just 3,000 all the time, so you just summon a big body if you need it. We are also playing 1 level 7 in case we somehow end up getting out a Loyal Guan Yu twice, whether by tribute summoning or something like that, in order to go for our Infinitrack Mountain Smasher. The reason that this card is actually pretty good is because we do have Heavy Forward, so it's worth taking up a spot that you don't really need for this in case it miraculously comes up. We're playing 2 Draglubion. Again, we have a lot of ways to get to a rank 8. and Draglubion is just the best rank 8 in a low power format. We're also playing Heart Earth as well as the C92 Heart Earth. So basically, this one just cannot be destroyed by battle, and your opponent takes any battle damage you would take. Also, during the opponent's end phase, you can detach a material from this card to banish all cards your opponent currently control that were normal summoned, special summoned, or set this turn. So basically, anything that they end up summoning that sticks around, you can banish it. That was summoned that turn. Very nice. On top of the fact that you could also go into this off of a Draglubion. And this one's okay. You can detach material to negate the face-up effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. This could be good against some things, but it's so much better just to banish some of their cards. So yeah, that's Gadgets. Let's move on to the last deck. Alright, and the last deck that I have here for you is Dinomist. I've already done a free-to-play version of Dinomist, but that one did include some super rares like Rex and Dinomist, I forget what it's called. Is it Howling? Howling. Sorry. Yes, Dinomist Howling. However, this version is more specifically designed for, 1, a low-power format, and 2, for just not having super rares. It's pretty simple. We're playing 3 of all of the Dinomists that we can. Notable ones are Plesios, which decrease a face-up monster, or all face-up monsters. All monsters your opponent controls attack and defense by 100 for each face-up Dinomist card you have. Terran can search out a card if it destroys a card by battle. Ceratops can special summon itself if you control another Dinomist. Brachion is just Cyber Dragon, and Spinos is the biggest way to just kill your opponent. You can just attack over them by tributing a Dinomist monster you control, and then attack directly. You can make second attacks. It's the biggest one. It's a rank 5, and yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Now, the scales are 3 to 6, which is notable. However, all of the cards are right in between that, except for the Loyal Guan Yu. Again, it's just a better Cyber Dragon. And Mobius the Mega Monarch. This card is really, really interesting in this deck because, 1, we can special summon out pretty efficiently with Pendulum Summoning, and 2, in a lower power, slower format, being able to tribute this guy and pop up to 3 cards is really insane. But the main reason why we're playing this card over just like a regular Mobius is because of the fact that if you end up tributing a water monster, your opponent cannot activate the targeted cards in response to your destruction effect. So if you normal summon something, right, and you target 3 cards your opponent controls, all of them would not be activatable if you were to utilize your Dinomists. Very, very solid. And you only need 1 Dinomist and your Loyal Guan Yu even in order for this to work. Very, very solid. Moving on, we are playing 2 Power Load. This card basically just makes all of your Dinomists, Ancient Gears very solid. We're playing 3 Charge. Charge is just the heart and soul of the deck. It allows you to add back a face-up Dinomist monster from your extra deck each time, or the first time one of them is sent to the face-up extra deck. You can just add it back to your hand. Very nice. We're playing triple Mystical Space Typhoon. Oh, also, this card searches out a Dinomist monster. Very solid. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Forbidden Chalice, words are hard, and 3 Dinomist Rush. This card is just a special summon, and it pairs really well with Charge, so we're playing 3 of it. As for the extra deck, again, it kind of doesn't matter. Notable cards are Volcanosaurus as a 5, Nova as a 5. We're also playing things like Heartland Draco. This card's very good with like Charge or Power Load. Your opponent just can't attack it, and it can attack directly. Very nice. Again, Virus Swordsman and Geonator Transverser. We're also playing Pentastag. This card just allows us to inflict piercing battle damage, which is very nice. I also forgot to take out Monk of the Tenyi. This could be switched out for anything, but honestly, it rarely comes up. So, yeah. Those are the 3 decks. Let's hop into some replays and duels and see how these decks perform. Now, before we get into these duels, I just wanted to say that did you know almost 80%, over 80% of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed? That's all. Alright guys, so here we are in our first duel with Gokis. Now, this is something different from what I normally do. First of all, I normally do replays. However, we're doing a live replay. We're doing a live commentary, which is something I normally don't do. And the second thing is that I'm actually in solo mode. And the reason for this is because, while I could go and try and get a duel against a high-level opponent, or just in ranked against an actual human, they're not going to be playing the free-to-play stuff that I will. And so the power level of the decks in solo mode more so are similar in power to what I would be playing, as well as just the event in general. So if you do want to practice, you can go and practice in like a custom duel room with your friends or something like that. But you could also try on ranked. It's not going to be very good, and it's not going to be very fun, but you could. But yeah, we're just going to test it on solo mode, more so to give you a sense of how each deck plays. However, if you do want to see more live commentary, then let me know down below in the comments. Tell me, hey, I really like this live commentary, and I would like to see more, and I will throw it in every once in a while. So, Dark Sanctuary is fine. Not a lot that I can do about that. Oh, right, we're playing up against Destiny board. So, all in all, this is about what I would expect to see. Like, not crazy power level cards, but you send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Special summon it. Okay, I might as well send this back to the hand, just so that I can more easily punch in. We don't have the best of hands, but it's not terrible, given the fact that we can just normal summon this, and then utilize Parallel Exceed as well as our effects after we link summon. I'm trying to think if I want to go for Heal Ogre here. The reason, so a lot of the Gokis require specifically Goki monsters to actually link summon them. So going into something like Heal Ogre here isn't necessarily a bad idea, but in all honesty, Codebreaker might be better. Just knowing what we are playing up against, though, it does make sense to get as much advantage as we can, so going into Heal Ogre here is probably better. So we're going to activate both of the effects in Grave in order to search out 2 other cards, as well as activate Parallel Exceed here. And with these Parallel Exceed, I could just go into my own Codebreaker, so it's not that big of a deal that I didn't end up going into it. But all in all, I could also go into a rank 4 or what have you. So I'm going to actually add the Suprex here. This is the card that you most of the time want to add off of your Gokis. Just having one in rotation is incredibly useful, because if you normal summon this, you can special summon another Goki from your hand. We're also going to go for Iron Claw here. Main reason is because it allows us to basically it's just a hand trap, so that's why we're doing that. Now, granted, what I could do is I could actually negate the effect of my Parallel Exceed in order to special summon back one of my monsters in the grave. If I didn't want the advantage that the Parallel Exceed gave me, I could do that and then special summon back this guy in order to go for a bigger Goki. The reason I'm not doing that is because we don't have our normal summon or a special summon available to us, and we wouldn't get any advantage from sending these guys to the graveyard, so realistically, it doesn't make sense to do that. However, it is something to consider. We are actually just going to go into a Virus Swordsman here with the 2 Parallel Exceeds. And we'll just get in as much damage as I can. So I could do the finishing move, although I doubt that that's... I know that it's not going to be lethal, so there's no real point in doing that. Negate the attack. And negate again. Alright, sure. You know, feels bad, man. Not a whole lot that I can do. I could go into Double Bite Dragon. I don't think that's a good idea. I think we're just going to set and pass. Yeah, they activate the final Destiny board, special summon the monster, and end the turn. Now, I'm pretty sure that we cannot attack this, but we can attack directly. Okay, so we actually draw a Headbat here, which is very, very nice. But we're going to go Suprex. Suprex effect is going to special summon out the Iron Claw. I don't know if this counts. Like, if I were to have nuked the field, I don't know if that would have counted. Interestingly enough, I could actually steal their monster. That's funny. I don't think that's a good idea, but I could. They don't have any monsters in the graveyard, so I'm actually going to go for this guy. And the reason for this is mostly because of the fact that it allows us to special summon 2 more monsters, which means that we can also get the effects of our Twist Cobra as well as our Octo Stretch. So we can special summon back both of those, and then we are able to climb into even higher heights and get more. So we're going to add the Super X here. Super X effect is going to add... it doesn't really matter what we add. I'll just add Guts here. We're going to pitch it off of the Headbat. Wait, can I not activate this? This is turning to Goki monsters. Oh, your opponent has to be able to special summon. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. I am bad. But it's fine. We should still be able to make this work. So what we are going to do is I'm going to activate this. I'm going to target you. I'm going to go battle. And we're going to attack this face down. And you're not going to negate me. Okay, cool. It's Witch of the Black Forest. Fantastic. So they're going to search out a card. Not a lot that we can do. I can't attack with that because I activated the spell. Okay, so now we can actually activate our Goki Destroyer. They're going to be able to special summon out 1, and we are going to be able to special summon out 2 of our monsters. Or, no, I lied. But at least we still get the advantage. 2 plus Goki monsters. Okay, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I think the best play is to go into this guy. And we'll get Twist Cobra as well as Headbat here. So we'll special summon out this guy. And just gain as much advantage here as we can. Now, realistically, I could potentially nuke the board. I don't think that's a good idea, but I think we can. We might be able to torrential, but we might not. I'm not entirely sure how the Destiny board works. I'm going to add Headbat again. It just special summons itself, so it's really solid. Okay, yeah, we'll just end the turn. They'll go for this. They will special summon. Oh, I can. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'm going to activate this. Oh, it doesn't interact with that. Oh, that's interesting. It still counts as a special summon, but it doesn't interact with that. This is kind of cute. Ow. So we can actually pretty easily deal with this card. You can target a face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses attack at equal to this card's current attack until the end of this turn. You banish this card. Okay. So we're going to go Super X. And then Super X effect is going to special the Twist Cobra. Now I could go... Okay, I think the play is we're going to go Headbat here. We're going to special summon out the Headbat. We'll give the attack to the Super X. Sure. Now I could steal his monster. And then just attack in for lethal. Is there another way that I can do this? I could go straight into this guy, but that doesn't really do anything. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go for the Geonator Transverser here. It was a mistake to give Suprex the attack there, because this is the card that I have to switch off of the Geonator Transverser. So I'm gonna add again Suprex. Just get this card into rotation. Headbat's going to add... we're going to actually add Twist Cobra. Twist Cobra is also just insanely good. So we're going to activate Transverser here. Sure, I'll put this here. You do that over there. We're going to activate the effect. Oh, it banishes itself. Well, that's actually fine. Don't... Okay. And then it gains its attack back. No! Ah, it's current attack. Shuffles back. I'm wondering if this is another Destiny board. Oh my gosh. It was not. Only one monster can attack each turn. Ah, that kind of sucks. But I should be able to go into... Oh, wow. Okay. I think what I actually... Hold on, I'm thinking. So, Mystical Space Typhoon is actually really good here. We can just pop this Dark Sanctuary, and then I think I just go into a rank 3 here, which can inflict piercing battle damage. So we're just going to immediately go for this guy. And then since they have this 0 attack position monster, we'll just go battle and attack in. And yeah, okay, cool. So that's game 1. Let's hop into game 2. Alright, so here we are in our solo mode game 2 with gadgets. So, as I already explained, the best way to explore these decks is through solo mode, given the fact that oftentimes when you go into ranked, you're going to go up against like really high power decks, or at the very least decks that like you kind of just can't compete with. But a lot of the solo mode is very good at kind of exploring, a lower power level format. So here we have our Infinitrack, as well as a Gadget, which is a great combo, but we also have Loyal Guan Yu. So we're going to special summon out the Loyal Guan Yu here, and we also drew MST in case they had a back row. They ended up not, but, and then we have 2 traps, which is very, very solid for an opening hand. Genuinely one of the best. So yeah, we're going to special summon out our Gadget here. We're going to add the Gadget, and you will see what I mean with the Anchor Drill, how it can get us to a rank 8. So we're just going to target the red Gadget. It's going to become a rank 8 because it basically just stacks the 2 levels on top of each other for both of those cards. We're going to go for the Draglubion here. Now, I could activate the Draglubion effect, but the problem with that is it locks us into only attacking with that specific monster. So instead, what I'm going to do is just attack. It gets us more damage, and that's that. We'll attack in with 3,000 damage, and then we'll just go to main phase 2 and set 3 cards. And pass back to the opponent. Obviously, they're going to get their search during the end phase for a Harpy Channeler. Now, this is actually pretty solid for us. Granted, Torrential Tribute kind of doesn't do anything here. We really don't want to activate it, but Calm Pulse is really solid. We actually have to MST this Harpy's Hunting Ground. Hope that they don't have access to their 3rd one, because, yeah, we really don't want them to hit this Calm Pulse in particular. So, yeah. Just want to try and keep them off of 2 names. 1 name is fine, but 2 names is a little bit more problematic. But we can actually just, return the Channeler to the hand, and at this point we have lethal, so it's basically just game over. But, I mean, this is more or less what the deck does, right? You make Draglubion, or just any of your other rank 4s. You control the deck with your trap cards. You gain constant advantage off of, the continuous normal summons or special summons of your gadgets. And, I mean, Guan Yu's just Guan Yu. It's just a good card. So yeah, we'll just go to battle here, and this is lethal. Let's hop into that last duel. There we go. Alright, so for the 3rd duel, I'm actually doing a replay. This was actually against an opponent in Ranked, and this is something that I figured you might come up against pretty commonly in the event, which is basically just stall. So I figured, hey, let's show off a really great way to deal with stall. Granted, we're not going to be playing up against Solemn Judgment, but I did want to also show you how funny this is. My guy Solemn Judgmented a Terran. He just the normal summon of an 1800 monster. He's like, nah, not allowed. So we're going to activate Charge here, and then just search out 2 cards, and then we will go for the Ankylos and the Ceratops. Here, we actually just negate the Twin Twister, because Ankylos negates, right? All of our all of our 6 scales negate the effects that target a face-up Dinomist card you control, and all of the scale 3s prevent your... if a monster you control... if all monsters you control are Dinomist, No, sorry. If another Dinomist card you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you could destroy this card instead. So, this one protects from destruction, this one protects from targeting. Very self-explanatory. So yeah, we're going to add back our Ankleos that got destroyed off of our charge. So we're just going to scale that up. We are going to normal summon, because we can't special summon, and we are going to get that card right back to our hand. Not a whole lot we can do, we just end the turn. Alright, so they are going to flip up their Inspector border, which is kind of difficult, because that's just a lot of damage. But in all honesty, I'm not too worried about it. Even if they were to attack again, we'd still have enough life points. So, I'm actually going to set our Ankleos here. The reason being is because with Inspector Border being only 2,000 attack, I'd much rather have this big booty instead of something like Terran, because potentially they have something else in that back row that prevents that damage from going through, or more specifically from us destroying the special summon monster. So, because I already knew that this was only possibly activatable during the damage, I decided to pop the middle set card. So here I'm going to activate Terran, and guess what? It's a second strike. Turns out, that's actually great for us, because it puts them really low on life points, and while, yes, we don't get the Terran search, it doesn't really matter all that much. So I'm actually going to scale up now. I could have done this earlier and prevented my guy from being destroyed. He still would have been negated, but I could have prevented the destruction, though I don't think I would have. We're just going to scale up, pen summon out the Ankleos, and at this point, we're just kind of sitting here. They're going to activate their Dimension Fissure, and then just kind of... I mean, they still do have Inspector Border, which is rather difficult to deal with, but in all honesty, like, okay, who cares? In fact, I'm actually just going to Tribute for the Mega Monarch, because it's funny. And then I'm going to pen summon out 2 with the Plesios and the Terran, and then I'm going to just attack in and they scoop it up. So, yeah, that's basically how the deck functions. So, all in all, I hope that these decks come in handy for you with the upcoming event. One thing that I did really quickly want to note is there will be a limited / forbidden list coming to the event, and a lot of the cards, a lot of the decks that I would have suggested are currently on here. True Draco, True King, Magispector, Megalith, Gene Raider, Time Lord, Phantasm, Spiral Dragon, and Tenyi are all off limits, which are definitely the best decks. Or maybe not off limits, but they will be in some fashion reduced in the amount that you are able to play them. So with that in mind, I would say look out for the other 3 decks that I just showed you, as well as just any sort of random pendulum deck. There are a lot of pendulum decks that are pretty powerful in lower powered formats, so do keep an eye out on that. But yeah, with that, I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much appreciated, and if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.